This is another one of my new pickups, and as you can see, it's the Top Gun Maverick Hip Flask gift set. Those of you may have seen my review of Top Gun Maverick, and I really enjoyed that. It's very unusual to see them make a sequel to a movie from the 80s, and it's such a huge gap, and we know that it's very difficult to make sequels that are maybe either just as good as or maybe better than the original movie of that particular franchise. But Top Gun Maverick was a fantastic movie of our sort of streaming service, and I will be buying it in a physical version of that on Blu-ray, and obviously we'll be doing an unboxing once that happens when it comes to a decent price. But today we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about the Hip Flask gift set. Now, how I came into getting this is I was in my local Poundland. Now, where I live, there's actually two Poundlands within 5 minutes of each other, and one of them is bigger than the other. Now, the bigger one now, for some strange reason, is closing on the 6th of April, and I don't know why. I don't know if it's because of rent or people are having to downsize their businesses now, because obviously we know the cost of living is getting a lot more expensive. So I was looking around to see what there was in there, what was around, and there wasn't very much, because obviously people picked up all the best stuff, so there was pretty much slim pickings that were available to buy in there. But I did see this in there. Now, they were doing everything inside the Poundland store. They were doing it for 50% off. Now, this was £5, so basically I only ended up paying £2.50. And so I thought to myself, I'm going to snap this up, because not only am I a big Top Gun fan, but also I've always wanted to have my own flask, well, my own hip flask, should I say, and I've never owned one. And what better way to get one that's a Top Gun Maverick merchandise? So yeah, you can see the flask there, and I think these are the shots glasses. I don't know if that's metal or fake metal, plastic. We'll get into that. So you can see there, you can see Maverick there, and obviously you've got the Top Gun symbol there. And it's basically all over the actual packaging, all across there. So pretty obviously trying to tell us that it's a Top Gun merchandise. We'll turn this over and you can see what it actually contains. And we've got it there. It says Hip Flask gift set, and it says includes one hip flask, 2 shot glasses, and 1 funnel. I don't know what people use it for, and obviously you can see that it's got the official Paramount symbol there, so it's official. It's an official product, not one of these cheap knockoffs. So we've got that there. As I said before, to me this is an absolute bargain, and when I was there I only saw about 3 left, so if I probably went back there next couple of days, I would be surprised not to that there wasn't any left. So without further ado, we'll see if we can open this. I'm more curious to see as to what material that they've actually made the actual items out of. So we've got that there. It's just a normal cheap packaging there to protect the item there. We'll take out the shot glasses first. As for the thing said, you do get 2. They are actually made out of metal, as you can hear. Now, I don't really do shots myself, but it's nice to know that it does come part of the set. I would say even if you paid £5 for it, I would say that this is pretty good. So as before, that's kind of really cool. So we've got the shot glass as before, made out of metal, so you don't have to worry about it cracking. Well, if you stepped in it, you probably would put a dent in it, but there's no fear of dropping it by accident breaking it. Because I do have shot glasses, but I've got the glass ones, but they're also the same height, same dimensions, but it's glass and it's thicker. We've got the funnel, which I would assume is what you would put on the flask to pour in your beverage. Now, one of the reasons why I've always wanted to own a flask is that when I was a kid, I used to watch a lot of these cowboy movies, or you know, and then you would see a lot of these people. Obviously, they'd have their whiskey or whatever it is that they've put into their flask, and you'd see them just drinking. And I've always actually wanted to have one. And then we've got the flask itself. Wow, that's actually really nice. It's actually quite light. It does have this leather finish. I can't. And then you've got, I'll drop that there. And then it says "Born to Fly." You've got it embossed on the actual flask itself. We'll put these over here in the corner. So we've got that there. So that's kind of, and the funnel there. So we can move that away. So we've got that there, and that's kind of really great. And we've got the back of it there, and then you've got the actual stitching here, all across, all down here, and all across there, and all across the actual flask itself. Now, I don't know if this is real leather or not. And let's see if this is how easy this is to open. I think, yeah, obviously, yep. Let's unscrew that. And there we are. Pretty easy, where it should be. And then obviously the flask, the funnel would go in like so. So obviously you pour in your beverage without spilling it. Yeah, it's kind of really great. And then obviously once you've filled up your thing, you would also screw it back. And then that feels like it's pretty much going to be airtight there. And you've got that little hinge on here. That's going to be airtight. Now, as before, I do like this Born to Fly. I mean, you've got the Top Gun Maverick symbol on your hip flask as well. So that looks really nice. I do like the design of that. I mean, it's just, it's different. So yeah, you if you're somebody that's obviously gonna have alcohol, obviously I don't recommend drinking and driving or doing stuff like that. But the fact that you can have your little beverage there where you don't have to, you don't necessarily have to put alcohol in it. You can put whatever you fancy in there. So, but yeah, that's really nice. And not only can you put whatever it is that you want in there, but also you can drink from it and then look really smart with your Top Gun Maverick hip flask. But yeah, I'm really glad I picked this up for £2.50, and I'm really glad that I decided to go in to that particular closing down store, and then I found this and I took a chance and then getting it half price. So anything for me, like where it's a bargain these days, I'm quite happy to sit there and to to take, because if you don't sit there and take these bargains when they're available, who knows what whether they'll be there when you decide you do want it and you end up regretting it. And I've done that many a time when I've seen a bargain and I've been iffing and butting whether or not I should get it. And then I thought, so I'll leave it. I'll come back for the next couple of days. You go back and it's gone. But yeah, when you got something and it's and it's half price, especially in this day and age, I'd recommend it. And you really want it, take it. But yeah, what I would say is that I probably wouldn't recommend putting anything carbonated in there, because obviously because of the gas, you end up popping it off or doing damage to it. So yeah, I would say don't put anything carbonated inside of here, because that wouldn't be a good idea. So anyway, I hope so that's the Top Gun Maverick hip flask gift set. Obviously maybe your local Poundland isn't probably closing, so it's going to be £5 off. It'll be £2.50. But yeah, if you're somebody that's dabbled in the idea of wanting to have a hip flask, and also you're a Top Gun fan, I would say those two things are more than enough to want to buy something like this. As I said before, I've always wanted a hip flask, and now I finally got one. So now it's another thing that I can tick off my bucket list. Anyway, I hope people found this video informative. Please feel free to share with your friends and your family. Also, if you can give this video a thumbs up, I would be hugely appreciate it. Especially with the YouTube algorithms always showing the bigger YouTubers video content on the recommended page on YouTube, and then us smaller YouTubers don't get the same look in because of the algorithm. So things like giving the video a thumbs up and a positive comment really does help in kind of showcasing my YouTube channel across YouTube, and hopefully, you know, I'll get some new subscribers. And speaking of that, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, because I know some people don't, it's no obligation, but feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And wherever you are in the world, please stay safe, and I'll speak to you all again soon. So take care, and bye for now.